Hey, this is Luke here with Foxscapes. We just finished this beautiful design and installation down in Onondaga, Michigan. There's some cool design elements here, and the team just did a great overall execution on this project. So I'm really excited to show it to you. Let's go for a walkthrough. So here we are in the front of the property where everybody's going to be walking up to the entrance of the house. Here in the front yard and in the whole entire landscape, we mix stone and mulch as the landscape material all throughout. Stone and mulch, they both have their pros and cons. We're going to use a little bit of both here. The pro of stone is that you're only going to have to put it in once. It's a little bit more of an initial investment, but you only have to put it in once. For mulch, you're going to have to replace every 2 years. So by mixing the both of them, we don't have a whole bunch of mulch here, but we don't have none at all. We kind of got, good contrast in colors. And then when you do have to redo the mulch, it's not as much. One thing I want to point out is the lines on this landscape. You'll see the lines with the stone and the lines with the mulch. The lines on the mulch kind of carries this natural curve from the sidewalk, and that jumps over to the other side and wraps around that columnar Norway spruce. The lines with the stone wrap around the septic tank, and usually a septic tank in your yard when you're out in the country, it's a little bit of an eyesore, but here we included it in our landscape bed, put some pet rocks and some grasses around it to kind of keep flow in the landscape. Usually spruce trees will get 15, 25 foot wide at full maturity, which makes them not really that great to plant next to a house in the setting you see right behind me. But as of lately, in the green industry, it's really cool, like the genetic makeup, how you can modify that on trees, shrubs, perennials. This here is a columnar Norway spruce. So whereas spruce trees usually get 15, 25 foot wide at full maturity, this one will only get 8 foot wide. So you can have it close to your house, kind of hold off the corner, and you're not going to be encroaching on it. The rest of this front landscape is held down by Miss Kim Lilac, Mr. Bowling Ball Arborvitae, which is an evergreen. You see that coming along the front walkway there. It's going to have its color all year long. It's also directly behind me in front of the house. We got catmint, the perennial, this purple stuff. It smells like mint. It smells really good. And then you have Carl Forster grass in the rock beds. So horticulturally, another reason why we mixed rock beds and mulch beds is certain plants such as Carl Forster grass and evergreens are tolerant of rock beds, whereas your hydrangeas, your lilacs, more of your blooming plants, when they're initially planted, they prefer a mulch bed. So it makes sense as far as design, but it makes sense horticulturally for the plant health as well to mix the two in this landscape. So in that front yard, we were going for curb appeal. We got a good balance of evergreens. You got some nice flowering plants, but as we come down the sides of the property, no one's really going to be walking there. So we just want to keep a landscape bed up tight, close to the house with some shade tolerant plants. Carl Forester is going to do well here. It's not going to grow insanely fast as it would in sun, but it's still going to be lively here and just something to spruce up the side of the house without having nothing there. So just, functionality down the side of the house. Here in the backyard, we have their back patio and a rock wall that we installed. We'll get to that rock wall in a minute, but we wanted to put in these nice Ohio blue flagstone steppers to kind of enter and exit from the patio, walk through the landscape into the yard, walk back out of the yard, back onto the patio there. This is called Ohio blue flagstone steppers. They're 2 inches thick. They got this nice blue gray color to them. We got about 6, 7 of them here in this landscape, and they're just nice and flat, and they're good for entering and exit the landscape. This rock wall, this thing is beautiful. I'm going to point out just like the expertise of our foreman. He did such a great job installing this. I'm in awe of it. Like, look at these gaps, how tight this gap is right here. This is 4 boulders, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're like almost like one piece. Like, you cannot put your fist in any of these gaps. He took his time. It's just a piece of art is what it is. You could slap boulders together, or you can dig through a pile and then twist boulders, turn boulders around and figure out what really fits and say, oh, I don't like that one, pick a different one. And it's just really cool to look at this and appreciate this. And so the functionality here is, you can see the foundation of the house is right here. So we knew we had to have some type of wall here. Being in the country setting and using stone, Michigan stone in the landscape, boulders was, the obvious option to build this wall out of. So we got one boulder wall right here, a second boulder wall, single stack back there, and we got plantings in between. These plantings are repeated from the front yard. We got catmint, Carl Forster grass, hydrangeas, and then some viburnum going up the side of the house. Thank you for watching this video. We enjoyed being the installer on this project. Our team enjoyed being here performing the work. They did a great job. We got a lot more jobs on the schedule, and I look forward to showing you our work here.